ask the same question we've been asking everybody. What was your reaction when you heard about Phillip Rivers and having to start preparing for him?
It kind of is what it is. Like, you're talking about a really good player that you have to prepare for, and I think that's this league is like every week is ever changing, and people get hurt, unfortunate part of the game, and new people come in, and I think like we just have to have that mindset of like we're preparing for who we have to play.
When you look at that Colts offense, they're getting a lot of yards on first down. Why is that, and how do you limit it?
They've got an extremely good running game. You know, one of the best I've seen. I think the O-line are cohesive and connected. They play well. They run off the ball. They're physical, and their runner is excellent. It'll be a great challenge.
Have you seen your guys throughout the season embrace that challenge of playing run defense? It's not always the glamorous part of the game, but they've done really well.
Yeah, I think that ultimately the way they think about it, you have to ask them, but we talk about it all the time, is it creates the glamorous part of the game. It's the game. It's the grind of the game that you have to play down in, down out. We've got some great run defenders that I think they embody the way you play the run, and I think they take it on their shoulders and say, we have to stop it. And these are the challenges you would get excited for. They're really good, and we have to be really good.
Last week, Bijan Robinson was really elusive. I think Taylor's faster, less. How do you compare?
They're both pretty good now. No, we played I think two of the best in the NFL right now. I thought Bijan, all power to the guy. The guy was unbelievable. Preparing for him and watching his tape going through it, it was cool to kind of watch, and then okay, now we have to prepare for this. But he is a smooth runner that can make all the cuts, and he could accelerate really fast. I feel Jonathan Taylor doesn't fall backwards much. He's got elite acceleration and elite speed. He's going to be a challenge for us.
Mike was asked about third down at Holman the 1 for 13 last week, and he mentioned Carl Scott, kind of the ideas he brings.
Yes.
For you, with Carl having the defensive background, you being more of a defensive front, how well does that work? Did you bounce ideas off each other?
Yeah, I think, but just like Mike said, I think Carl, Jeff Howard, the two front guys, you can't forget about CP and Justin Hines. They all do a great job of putting those plans together and saying, okay, how do we become, we have pressure packages, we have looks that we pressure out of, but then how do we become also a rush and cover team, a team that's connected on all three levels that can affect the quarterback as a front, and sometimes when you're not affecting the quarterback in under 2.3 seconds, the DBs do a great job of holding the ball, and then suddenly you can affect the quarterback because it's past the 2.3 seconds. And I think those guys do a great job of putting a plan together every week and holding us to execute it. You know, we just got to keep it on. It's consistency, really.
Given how much talent and versatility there is on the defense, are there too many ideas in those meetings? When you get all those coaches together, where you're trying to sort through what
No, it's a great question. I think it's not just what can you actually do, it's what sometimes you find yourself putting weight on different players, because some players, like you said, are extremely talented. They are very versatile and they can do many different things, and you give them ideas, and normally what happens is by the end of tonight we would have sieved those ideas out and said, okay, we like this, the players like this, let's roll with these few things and let's go.
Julian Love, he's out for 2 months, gets in there, the first series he's tested, just leadership. What can you say about that?
I just like seeing Julian come back, and the way he stayed around the team and being locked in and helped. Some of Ty's success is Julian. Julian helping him out, preparing him for the game, being there to help him, and just being ready and coming back and playing, play out. I know that play on third down, the first one where he knocked it on Pitts, I thought was a great play, and he stayed calm in the moment, poised, and finished on the ball.
He said goofy energy. Can you talk about the team's goofy energy?
He said that?
Yeah.
I think I kind of look at it like Mike talks about all the time, loose and focused. It's you have to enjoy coming to work. I think when you enjoy coming to work and you love being around the people you work with on a day-to-day basis, it can help you grow, and you can kind of see the best in people. You know, people will attack their job because everyone's doing it, and energy feeds off energy, and that's what Mike's created. He's done a great job.
You mentioned 2.3 seconds, I think, a couple times. Is that why 2.3?
It's normally the average play time of, if you look when quick pressures occur, they occur under 2.3 seconds because the QB can normally he's normally delivered the ball in probably 1.9 to 2 seconds off his first read. So like by the time you get to 2.3, he's gone through progressions, and that's when normally the second play of the play starts. And by that time, you have to be there.
What do you like about the way Spoon played versus the Falcons?
Relentless. Just this. You talk about consistency and the version of a player that you see in, day out, week after week. He's the same guy. Like sometimes it brings the attention to him because he got the ball this week, he recovered a fumble, got an interception. But if you really look at the tape, the same guy is running to the ball, the same guy is strapping guys in coverage. He's doing it week in, week out. I just think it highlights him in these situations when the production comes with it, you know. But I love him. I think he's doing great.
To have two defensive backs on the field together, and Spoon and Nick, who are so physical, so personal, like what does that unlock for you as a coordinator? That just those guys can do so many different things.
It just means that sometimes you don't have to change personnels when you're getting moved around versus personnel packages, and but with that you have to be technically sound and you have to be ready to play different looks a lot of the time. So it helps, I think, but you can't ever get past the fact that these guys have to play. The speed that they play with and the physicality that you talk about happens because they're playing free, and that can never get in the way of like this. Their free play and the speed the system can't get in the way. They have to keep going.
How much of a student of the game is Witherspoon and how he respects the game, and are you seeing that in Nick and Rory?
Yeah, I think those guys like Kobe, Spoon, like Spoon's one of the most intelligent football players I've been around. Understanding the game, understanding what's coming and the whys behind it, and recognizing things. It's cool to be around him, but I think all of those guys are locked in. All of those guys have like this mission mindset, and I think I've seen a growth in Nick, especially over the last, like I would say, 7 weeks, of him kind of desperate for information, wanting to learn, wanting to attack it, and he's doing a great job.
Did this Spoon Smart show up on actually both of the picks that you guys had?
Yeah,
the Falcons?
you saw it. You were right. Just understanding what route concepts were coming and what coverage we were in and how he could affect the play. And then the second one, just like when they checked to the screen, him and Ty both knew it was coming. I think D-Hall knew it was coming too, and they've done a good job of reacting to it and going and get it.
What makes Spoon a good tackler?
Just like really and truthfully, like I've sat here in front of you guys and you've asked me when Spoon's struggling with tackling. Like I've been it last year, we had it, and someone asked me that question. I don't know who it was, but it's those attributes that make Spoon Spoon. Is that he has a one-play mentality mindset. Like he's gonna look at what he needs to improve on, and every day he's gonna, like, every rep in practice is game like. That's why he's respected. He's like one of the heartbeats of our defense, and I'm so pleased he's here. Thanks, guys.